everyone, Wendy Ross for U.S. Trotting, and we're in New Jersey as we make another stop on our Hambletonian Contenders Tour. We check in with the Marcus Melander stable, who has 4 colts heading into the Grade 1 $1 million final on Saturday, led by one of the favorites, Super Chapter. Marcus, you had 4 colts make the final going into the race on Saturday here. How are you feeling?
Great. It's an exciting week here, and, they all race good on Saturday, so, yeah, it'll be exciting.
Coming back to seeing you there in the spring, of course, we did our Top Contenders Tour. Knowing that the 3 colts that we stopped and talked about, they're going into that final on Saturday. No surprise for me. Were you surprised?
No, not really. They had a good season so far, but everything, you need a little bit of luck and everything, but they all race great.
When we talk about the year and all the racing leading up to that first Saturday in August, that's what it's all about.
It is. So, I mean, I liked what I saw last week, and hopefully they have a good week and a little bit of luck next week, and, yeah, it'll be fun.
Thinking about the 4 colts, let's kick it off, starting with Maryland, of course, the great year he had last year, 2-year-old trotting colt of the year. Coming back here, high expectations in 2025. Take us through it.
Yeah, of course, like we talked about in the spring there, you got to have a lot of people having their, always question you what you do or what you race or whatever, how it looks and all of that. But I think even if he haven't won this year yet, he's been looking good, he's been racing good, and I think he's in good shape.
Coming into the last couple of weeks, of course, we saw him there in the Dancer. He raced really, really well, having to make up a ton of ground in his elimination. I think going through all of the colts that raced last week, he was the one that caught my eye the most in his elimination. Confident for him going into that final.
He looked great. He closed 26 flat last quarter. I mean, he couldn't go much faster than he did, and he looked great doing it. He almost got Dawkins' horse there, but I really liked what I saw.
One thing about him, if you remember last year, he was kind of a late starter as well. Really got going later in the year, of course, with the Mohawk Million, and then just continued on with success from there. Could be the case this year. Could Saturday finally be his day when he gets that first win for the year?
I hope so. I think this is the race we've been aiming for, obviously, and it feels like he's right there right now. So if we can get some luck here in the draw later this afternoon, I think he'll have a good shot.
Moving on to Super Chapter. Now, this colt reminds me of a colt that you've had in the past. Jim Pansy, another son of Chapter 7. He's kind of got that Jim Pansy vibe, right? Looks like you just put him on the track. He knows what he wants to do, and he just does it so easily.
Oh, yeah. He's like a car to drive, and he just do his work so easy. And so far this year, he's done nothing wrong. He's 5 for 5. He looked good in the elimination, and yeah, it'll be exciting. We get through post 1 through 6 with him, so he's guaranteed a pretty good post there. So yeah, it'll be exciting.
He had a great year last year too, as well. Overshadowed a little bit by Maryland. Not the case this year.
No, of course. Maryland had that big run there, and but Super Chapter raced really good. From the beginning of the year, he was early racing hard, and continued to develop victory, and he really had a good 2-year-old year as well.
Now the big story is Dex drives both these colts, Maryland and of course Super Chapter. Who gets to make that decision? Is it you or Dex who he's going to drive, and who's going to be the alternate for the horse that he doesn't drive?
It's all up to him. He needs to take the decision which one he likes the best. It's a very tough decision for him. So he's going to wait for the draw, obviously, and probably will not decide until 10:59 on Wednesday morning when the driver changed, closing about 11. So it's a very tough decision for him. We've been talking with Yannick, and Yannick's going to go with one of them, which one he doesn't go with. So a very tough decision for him, obviously, and we'll see what he's doing on Wednesday.
As many times as you've been in this race, as many races as you have won, you and Dex are both in search of your first Hamiltonian trophy. It would be cool to be holding it with him, right, on Saturday?
Oh yeah, definitely. We started to drive a lot for me last year, and we had a great year. So that would be very exciting.
Another colt, Blank, of course, decent 2024. Has only bankrolled 29,000 in 2025. He was good though to get into the final on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a chimpanzee, and they don't have much sire stakes and stuff like that like most of these other horses have, and he raced really good these last 2 starts here, so he closed good, and Same there. You need a little bit of luck, good post, and he can he's been racing at the end there. He can pick up a good check.
Moving on, Meshuggah, another colt that races there in Pennsylvania, but every time you've put him on the Grand Circuit level, he showed up for you.
Absolutely. We started out in the Star Stakes there, and then he raced great in the Swag there at Vernon. Finished third, and then Sally made a break there in the Star Stakes there right before the handball elimination. So, but he looked good behind horses. He never got any room really, and he looked really good.
Of course, you bring in Swedish dominator and driving star Bjorn Goop gets the call on Meshuggah. What was that decision?
It's a lot of good drivers out there, but he needs a little bit of gating poles outside and inside, and I think that would fit him. Bjorn will fit him pretty good, I think.
Any changes for the Colts moving into that final on Saturday?
No big major changes. Maybe we'll put some pop-outs on Super Chapter in Maryland. They've been just having cottons in their ears, but if it's gonna help or not, they're two honest horses. So I don't think they're gonna get so much better doing it. It just, why not, right? It's the handball. We need to get all the things out, but that's probably the only changes.
All systems a go. Of course, Marcus will be sending good vibes your way throughout the week. And, of course, on Saturday, always one of our favorite stops to make here. This could be the year. Best of luck.
Thank you.